Well, hey there team, and welcome back to the channel, and welcome to Rimworld. I haven't played this in a while, but I love Rimworld. Holds a very special place in my heart. I'm sure that's the same for most people, so I figured to kick off 2021 we might just start up a colony from scratch and see how it goes. And we've got this dapper looking gentleman. That's because he's part of the DLC that came out surprisingly last year. Everyone thought that was it for Rimworld, but no. And it's sort of fleshed out this sort of the feudal systems on a planet and the ceremonies around it, and a lot of it springs from psychological powers, you know, throwing shit at people, throwing rocks at them and making them heavy and all that sort of stuff. It's cool. It's actually a really welcome addition, adding a lot more of a mission structure to it as well. If you're already a big fan of Rimworld, I'd suggest getting it. You don't need it, but it makes it a lot more fun. Anyway, it occurred to me that I've never actually clocked Rimworld. I've heard that the grind can be a bit long in the teeth at the end, and I really enjoy the challenge of playing on the harder difficulties. But I thought, you know what? New year, new me. Let's actually kick off a new colony. We'll play on the proper settings, and we'll actually just go through it, you know? Could be interesting for people that don't know much about Rimworld. I know it's one of those things that sits on a lot of people's wish lists because I don't believe it ever goes on sale, because the devs are clever and they know that they don't ever need to put it on sale. It's one of those games that you're going to have to pay full price for it if you ever want to play it during the cultural zeitgeist. You can give it another 5 years when no one's playing it. You're probably going to be sad you missed out. Anyway, there's different starts. Again, I've played a lot of Naked Brutality. We'll just go crash landed, which is you standard start. You get a fair bit of cool starting gear and 3 dudes. There's the different sort of difficulties. From what I understand, Cassandra Classic's kind of linear. Phoebe, if you were to plot the difficulty curve, Cassandra's linear. Phoebe is sort of exponential, I suppose, and while Randy Random is said to be random, I think it's still within the constraints. It's not like I said, if you drew on an X and Y graph of time versus difficulty, Randy Random still behaves in accordance with a linear sort of progression. The end of the game is going to be harder than the start of the game, but it is fluctuating and all over the shop. I'm not really sure who to go with. A lot of the time I go with Randy Random. Here's the problem though, because he is so random and all over the spot, you can have sort of dead patches in your gameplay where nothing really happens, and I feel like it's probably smarter to just go Cassandra Classic because it will keep the sort of pace consistent, which is good. Whereas the Phoebe Chillax is like much bigger gaps, and a more generous start, I think, but it all catches up by the end. Anyway, so let's do that. Strive to Survive makes sense to me, I think, because this adventure mode, experienced strategy gamers on their first game of Rimworld, well, we can't have that. Strive to Survive, let's do that. That seems like the reasonable difficulty, and we'll put commitment mode as well, just because that's how we operate around here. Chuck it on a random seed, and off you go. Don't overthink it too much. I'll probably take a random landing site. That seems nice enough. Sort of temperate, a bit rocky by the look of it. We've got some pirates nearby, not a lot of friendlies, but we're kind of isolated off there on our own. That's cool. That seems interesting. Let's do that. Generally speaking, you get the top 3 and you can choose from the whole lot. How much is that? Another 3, 4, 5. Oh, so you got 8 to choose from, right? So I'll just go with whoever we got given. And pick from the pool. One thing I like is if they have incapable of none, look at this, not the greatest stats, but they can do everything, and I've got a lot of time for dudes that can do that. Left middle toe. You've got a scratch on your middle toe, do you? Well, that's no good. Do we have, oh, here we go, and none of them have overly bad, like that. Addictions I'm not a big fan of. So, here we go. Yeah, that's a pretty good spread. Jesus, look at your stats. Medieval slave that became a sheriff. Zoya. And Lorenzo, a story writer, turned Glitter World surgeon. And Shari. Okay. Age 16, but actually 523. I see. A coma child. Very cool. All right, let's just bloody go. Get right into it. So yeah, if you're somehow not familiar with this, but you're watching my channel, you'd probably love this game. It definitely fits into the genres of the sort of stuff that we play here. Essentially, it is the quintessential colony builder. A lot of people would get thrown by the art style at first. All my mates that I ended up convincing to play it were in that camp. Like, oh, what is this? It looks ugly. It looks bad. You know, and you can't begrudge people for feeling that way. They probably feel that way because they've played a bunch of games that are bad that look like this. But if you can get over the visual style, which it actually grows on you. I love the visual style, but I do remember a time where I was a bit hesitant to jump on this. Battle Brothers is another one where you look at it and you sort of feel a bit, ugh. But once you get past that, this is one of the most rewarding games out there. All right, so what we'll do is we'll just put up a general zone for everyone to hoard to. I'm going to turn off their entire work shift, so if they want to work during the night, I'll let them work during the night. And I'll also tell everybody to do every job type. It by default doesn't tell the duds to do work. I'm not a big fan of that. Everyone works in the colony. They get XP for doing everything as well, so you know everyone wins there. And you've got little tooltips down here. You need colonist beds. That's a good point. We should probably work on that. So let's just get some crappy bloody sleeping spots down. Pop 3 down to keep them happy. Hunter lacks weapon. Chances are they're all hunters, unless we have someone that prefers being a brawler, but I got people that could do everything. So we'll give them, you start with a revolver and a rifle. What we'll do is make a production spot as well, just randomly out here. You can do some basic crafting builds, and the crafting build system is at first I thought it was a pain in the ass back in the day, but I now want every game to do it this way. I can't remember what we were playing the other day, but I thought we should have builds in that as well. Oxygen not included. Yeah. Anyway, smash Mechanoid. Okay. What we want to do is make short bow, and I'm actually going to set it to do until you have 1. So someone will build that bill, and then when I equip it to somebody, we'll build another one. That way we're going to have a spare in storage, so if we get someone join the colony or what have you, or for whatever reason we need one, we'll have one ready to bloody go. Alright, so everyone's kind of squared away. What we might do is start building buildings. As I'm sure it will trigger all sorts of people. I love to build everything compact and very, very specifically. Usually I do in 3x3s, but so we might as well just go with what we know. We'll get a stone cutter's table going as soon as possible, so we'd have to build with wood. Problem with wood is it's flammable. It gets very hot and smoke. There's an actual pretty robust system for all of that in the game, but yeah, having pirates set fire to your little fortress and smoking you out is definitely a humbling experience. Alright, so I'm just going to build up all the blocks. This biome won't have all of them, but I can't be bothered figuring out. Now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think there's 5 types. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you got any at the top. Right, same thing, I'm going to go do until. Now, they stack in block sizes of 75, so it's actually not very fiddly just to set it to 70 for all of the block types. And that way we should be able to build at least one full stack at any given time. And so they turn chunks into blocks. You'll see that he'll do that, and there they get laid down. And then we can really start bloody building out of that sandstone. So let's just start, like I said, try not to hate me too much. Let's build in a 3x3 sort of fashion. We can change this later on. I'm not a slave to it. And then we'll put a door like there. That sounds good. Now, working outside, they work slower because of, well, they have a building limitation by working outside. Is there any reason you guys can't build? Oh, no, okay, they're just sort of meditating. One of the things you need to keep in mind, it's actually very important and core to this game, is their mood. If they get below these nubs, 1, 2, and 3 respectively in severity, there's this background random chance that they're going to have a tantrum. Now, if they have a tantrum in the first one area, that's not that bad. But down here, they could get a gun and start killing other people. So it's pretty bad. So you got to look after that. And it's a balance between their basic needs and environmental effects, which can range from if their girlfriend dies, they'll have a permanent negative for a long time. All sorts of things. So you need to sort of look after these moods. But the thing is, recreation's very difficult to police. So you can sort of force people to eat and you can force them to sleep. You can't really make them have fun. So if they decide they're going to wander around and meditate and go for a long walk on their own and sort of just personally fill their recreation bar, generally speaking, it's a bloody good idea to let them do it. And you can see there's different nubs on this particular guy. Recreation fully satisfied. He's getting a sort of static 10 boost to his mood bar. Once that goes below that nub, he'll probably get like a 5 boost or something like that. So being in the middle probably gets you nothing. But you can get extra bonuses. And this sort of helps you push your colony in a direction as well by seeing what people sort of expect and want. They're not going to be happy about all sleeping together like that, but they can get fucked for the moment because that's just how it's going to be. Sandstone block, same sort of thing. I'll just enclose this. Again, I want to try and get the building bonus there. Now, as soon as they enclose it, you would have seen they roof it. You can mouse over. You can see down the bottom right down here. It says outdoors, and if I mouse over here, it says indoors. So they'll auto roof an area once you seal it up. Okay, cool. So we've got the ball rolling basically. Now these things are sort of in storage after a fashion, but you will see that they should be deteriorating because they're unroofed and outdoors. That's not good. That's attacking my pet, so we're going to go kill that. Wow, that de-aggroed it. Interesting. So this guy's going into hunt mode on it, and that's fine. It's probably going to have another run at me cat. You gotta be careful shooting things this close, and the proximity affects their aggro percentage. Might as well check it here. So this is a list of all the wildlife on the map. This is the red fox, and the red fox is a 2% chance. This chance increases if the attacker is closer, right? So that must be it. So, look, it's eating me fucking food. Now what I can do is I can militarize everyone and just go individually. Fire at red fox. I've had enough. Everyone kill this fucking fox. So you can manually police dudes, but it's actually a bit of a pain in the bum. Alright, so we're gonna want to butcher that food before it rots. Now you can put down a little basic butcher's spot, or you can build a butcher's table. Butcher's spot will do for the moment, but you really don't get much yield at all. So we'll do a butcher creature and we'll set for forever, and someone will automatically go and bloody butcher it. Now my cat's got a fucking hole in it, but it doesn't seem to mind, and no one seems to want to fix it. Tail bitten off. Blood loss. Death in 5 hours. It's okay. I think if maybe I would have built like an animal bed or something like that, because it's helpful having one of these things. They nuzzle your dudes and they make them happy and all that. Animal sleeping spot, animal sleeping box. Let's give it a box real quick and see if maybe it'll lie down. I think you can't medically treat it because you can't get it to sit still. But if it goes sit in the box, maybe, there you go, it's starting to heal. Now that, okay, yeah. See, I've remembered a few tricks. Teeth bite tended. It stopped bleeding. It's got no tail, but I think it'll fucking survive. Yeah, you want to look after your pets. And now they're cutting down that tree to roof up the area, and the stone cutting should go a little bit more smoothly. Anyway, where was I? Unroofed and outdoors. I could actually just put a veranda over it and it will slow the decay. Most of this stuff will decay even like weapons and that will deteriorate outside. So we kind of want to get like a storage area going in a way. So I haven't really given much thought to how I'm going to lay my base out. I'm just doing these little bloody cubicles. I don't know, maybe we'll get like a central sort of corridor going. Like yay. And put this bloody on the end. What's happened here? Cut plants. Oh, it's because of my build spots. Well, I don't really need that one just yet. And yeah, we don't need the butcher spot just for the moment. And what we'll do is we'll expand this zone and we'll put it as this corridor. And I might fiddle with the settings. I'll just go allow all for the moment and I'll go priority critical. So they will prefer that zone over this sort of outside one. Like I said, you bear with me. I've got my own idiosyncratic ways, you know, so if you don't like the way I build, like I said, politely you can go fuck yourself because like, and I think most normal people will laugh and get it, right? But you get all sorts of bloody backseaters that want to tell me how I'm doing it wrong. And it's like, no, I'm just doing it my way. But I like to build like compact and modular unit square sort of things. It's just how I am, all right? Now we can also tile the floor as well in there. Unroofed, so that's not finished up just yet, but I'll let them sleep. I think if your whole colony sleeps at the same time, you actually secretly go to a faster speed, but I can't confirm that, but I feel like that is actually the case. So something else that we're going to want to do is get defenses going, right? We're going to need to build a bloody, like a kill corridor. But getting all this stuff into storage, look at this, it's stopped decaying, which is good. Let's maybe just make a bit more of a storage area like so. We'll just expand it out for the moment. Because yeah, pirates can be quite sneaky and clever. You can form up behind barricades and they'll just go and pinch all your shit that you left outside the barrier. They'll set fire to your crops. They'll attack workstations. Like they know how to they know how to sort of counter your behaviors that are designed to counter their behaviors, if you know what I mean. They'll want this, the big pile of silver, for sure. We need to keep that locked up. Alright. So I'm sort of just building willy-nilly at the moment. I mean, I've got a system. I've got a method to the madness. Let's see. Let's do like this. My cat's up and about. Let's start getting the pseudo sort of kill corridor going. Let me think. We'll probably want to put security. You can build barricades these days, which is really handy. Let's maybe do something like that. There's something else I'll do. I haven't quite formulated this perfectly. Visitor. But what I'll do is behind the barricade, I'll put down a clear all, critical storage, and we'll go weapons, melee, right? And so what that'll do, even though they'll be outside and deteriorating, I mean, I suppose I could force a roof over it to slow the deterioration. Build roof area. Let's just like roof in there. The rationale there is when bad guys come to jump the barricade, you're better off being with a melee weapon. So we'll just stand behind the barricade shooting into this death corridor. And then I'll get them, if they get engaged, get them to switch out for a weapon on the ground. Now they're not moving that because I've got that set to critical as well. So we'll just put that to important. And they'll probably move the knife immediately. Nice. Now, let's get some... Maybe we'll just use this as a bit of a craft room. Oh yeah, that's right. You're not allowed to share crafting spots anymore. You used to be able to. Like, you could put all the seats for the crafting spot in one place, but not so much anymore. Make club. Do until you have tree. And, I mean, look, let's put the knife there as well, but I'm not that worried. Tree sounds good. Now, this bloke's visiting. Lorenzo, you want to go have a chat with him? Chat with Ape, the trader? What's he got for sale? Simple helmet. Herbal medicine. Yeah, Hemican. He's not offering much, but I'll take the helmet. Every little bit helps, to be honest. Someone will plonk that on their head automatically. I'm sure of that. We need to chop these down. Now, this kill corridor is not really long enough yet, because if they come with guns, what they'll do is they'll shore up on these corners, right? But it's a start, right? Get the ball rolling. And what we could do is fill it with bloody spike traps, which actually take quite a lot to build. 45 stone a piece. There we go. We do something like that. Now that is going to keep my blokes busy for quite some time. Just the construction costs of that whole undertaking, but it's something worth doing, and early as well. A little base is coming along all right. Need meal source. Yeah, that's a good point actually. Let's get a campfire. We'll pop it there. What if we put it there, actually? That's a cool idea. So I can gather around it and that. You just got to be careful putting it inside. Our meat rotted because we didn't really deal with it. So you can sort of force them, so like cut down this tree first, please, sort of thing. And you can sort of go into the work, you can change it into manual priority, so you can do it a priority of 1 to 5 or 1 to 4, I think it is, and not, so blank. So you could change it because they priority from left to right. That's probably why they were building before they were cutting trees, just because that's their natural sort of predilection. And that's something we'll explore probably later. Okay, mad squirrel. Where is that? So we'll put that into hunt mode. How far away are you from the base? Okay, cool. So this is a good sort of example. No, I need you all to move to there. Go here. And what we actually need to do is contain the cat as well, because enemies will attack the animals if you let them roam. Zone, expand allowed area, area 1, and we'll just contain that to the house. And then you go animals, and you go to the pet, Ricky, and say go to area 1, and he'll run in on his own. And here comes the squirrel to run the gauntlet, and it didn't really do that well. Okay, cool. So what if we sort of start expanding? I kind of want to just get a butcher's table down straight away. Let's just plonk that in the corner there. We can see about turning this into like a room. Yeah, see, I've accidentally deleted my zone, so... And then you can just let the animal go bloody unrestricted. It's good for him to go find his own bloody grass and all that sort of shit if you don't have a plan really laid out for it. They're all pretty competent, the dudes that I've got on my colony actually, which is good. I mean, until they start dying and we start recruiting in other dickheads that are useless. But we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Just wait till we start cutting up and eating people. I love it. It creates so many negative debuffs. But I think nowadays, if you bury corpses, it actually creates like a negative aura, I think? I'm not sure. Anyway, you can eat people. You should eat people. It's the way. It's the best way. Unless your dude's a cannibal, they're usually pretty unhappy with it, you know. Why unhappy? I butchered my friend Shari. My friend Shari died. I ate my friend Shari. I'm wearing a hat made out of my friend Shari's face. You know, the usual sort of bullshit that people gripe about. Let's delete this zone. Alright, now we didn't queue up any bills for food either. So we'll go the 4 stack for simple meals, and we'll do the same thing. We'll go do until you have 10, and then we'll go simple by 1 until we have 10. So if we've got enough meat to make 4 meals at once, they will. Beyond that, they'll just make 10. So now they're going to start cooking that meat. So essentially you butcher corpses, you turn them into food. Nice. I think we're doing alright. We're up to a pretty good start, to be perfectly honest. But like I said, it's still early days. They get a lot of bonus up things. There you go. We got minor break risks exactly on this Shari person. What's going on here? Chemical hunger. I'm fascinated by drugs. I want to experience them a lot harder. Well, that's a fucking problem, isn't it? Got 0 comfort because I'm not really accommodating for that at all. What about if we give you a chair for the like? I could have you like not sleep on fucking dirt, but no, we'll worry about that later. Here you go. Build this chair, Shari. Stop eating. Oh, you got no configured spot for the slag chunk. Here you go. You can have chunks. Lorenzo, you can build this chair. Construction skill too low. Shari, construction skill too low. Zoya, can you at least do this? Okay, here we go. Zoya is the queen of bloody making chairs. So I don't think they get any comfort from sleeping on the floor. Oh no, they do get it up to a certain level. I don't know what she's whinging about. Got it pretty bloody set up, I think. Shari, you sook. You can't make them sit in chairs, I don't think. Yeah, this chemical fascination is going to be a pain in the ass. But slept in the heat, slept on the ground, ate without a table, disturbed sleep. All this shit can be fixed pretty quickly by giving her own bedroom. So that's probably what we're going to start doing. But yeah, at the moment, not a bad start. But we have to start dealing with all the negative effects before they become a bloody snowball, because that'll all start kicking in right around the time where the pirates attack. For sure, which could be at any point now. All right, team, it's good to be playing this again. Let me know what you reckon. I'm quite happy. You know, I'm going to probably try and stick with some series a little bit more to be invested in. Like, it's a difficult balance because I like throwing things at the wall and seeing what sticks. I am an indie showcase at the end of the day, but I also like the idea of a bit of a longer tail investment for people watching as well. All right, team, I might just leave it there for the time being, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.